Hi, I'm Heidi with FRSafety, and I'm here today with Tom Kittle of Carhartt, and we're going to talk a little bit about layering arc-rated flame-resistant shirt combinations. Tom, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Heidi. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Thanks.
Layering of FR clothing has really been kind of a hot topic lately, especially with the introduction of so many new FR knit t-shirts into the market. And there's primarily two reasons that someone would want to layer their FR clothing. For example, let's assume that a worker is required to wear flame-resistant clothing with an ATPV, an arc thermal performance value of 8 cals per centimeter squared, or an 8 cal shirt. He lives in the Midwest and works outdoors. So before he goes to work, he puts on an 8 cal FR knit shirt, and then on top of that, he puts on an 8 cal FR woven shirt, and since it's cold out, he puts on a FR sweatshirt or jacket. Throughout the day, in order to increase his comfort, as it gets a little warmer or he works a little harder, he can take off the jacket. And then in the mid-afternoon, when the sun's at its highest point, he can take off his FR woven shirt, and he's still got an FR knit t-shirt below that provides him the 8 cals of protection that are required. The other reason for layering FR clothing is to gain a higher protection value. For example, let's assume that a worker is required to wear flame-resistant clothing with an ATPV of 12 cals. The question then is, how much protection will that layering provide? In the past, the generally accepted method for determining what the protection is from layered FR garments was to simply add the ATPVs together. For example, if a user wears an FR t-shirt with an ATPV of 9.8 cals under an FR woven shirt with an ATPV of 8.6 cals, you would estimate that the two layers combined would provide an ATPV of approximately 18.4 cals, well surpassing the worker's 12 cal requirement. Looking at another example, if the worker wears a lightweight FR t-shirt with an ATPV of only 4.7 cals under an FR woven shirt with an ATPV of 7.5 cals, you would estimate that the two layers combined would provide an ATPV of approximately 12.2 cals, just meeting the 12 cal requirement. In this case, an estimate might not be adequate.
To avoid the potential for bad math or guesses, FRSafety only features tested layering combinations.
And that's a great idea, Heidi, and that's why at Carhartt we have gone out and we've actually tested several different layered combinations so that when worn together, you can be confident in the protection they provide. Let's look at a few examples. Let's consider the FRS006 7-ounce shirt, which has an ATPV of 8.6 cals, layered with an FRK 294 6.5-ounce FR knit shirt, which has an ATPV of 9.8 cals. Using the additive method, you would get an ATPV, or an estimated ATPV, of 18.4 cals. However, actual testing showed that these two layers combined for 34.2 cals. For another example, the FRS 159 6-ounce shirt, which has an ATP of 5.8 cals, combined with an FRK 294 6.5-ounce FR knit shirt with 9.8 cals, using the additive method would give you an estimate of 15.6 cals. However, again, actual testing came out with 28.0 cals. Both of these layering combinations, when tested, provided significantly greater protection levels than originally estimated using the additive method. In both cases, simply adding the 6.5-ounce knit shirt is an easy way to move from a hazard risk category 2 to a hazard risk category 3. Now let's look at a few examples that involve layering with a lightweight FR t-shirt. Let's look at the FRS 006 7-ounce shirt with an ATPV of 8.6 cals combined with an FRK 009 5.5-ounce FR knit shirt with an ATPV of 4.7 cals. Adding the two ATPVs together would give us an estimate of 13.3 cals. However, actual testing showed that these two layers combined provided only 12.7 cals. In this case, slightly less than estimated, but still providing the 12 cals our example worker requires. For another example, the FRS 159 6-ounce shirt with an ATP of 5.8 cals, combined with the FRK 009 5.5-ounce FR knit shirt with 4.7 cals, adding them together would give you an estimate of 10.5 cals. In actual testing, it came out to be 12.4 cals. In this case, using the additive method, the worker would not have been able to use this combination of garments. However, actual testing shows that the combination of these garments actually does provide the required 12 cals of protection required. So Heidi, depending on your situation, layered test data may or may not be required. However, if you are using layers to meet a very specific protection, we do recommend that you use layered combinations that have been properly arc tested.
Tom, I really appreciate you coming by today. Thanks for sharing all this information on flame-resistant layering products. For more information on layering flame-resistant garments and purchasing these great Carhartt FR shirt kits, please visit us at www.FRSafety.com.